Hello, and welcome to episode 35 of Auntie Danny Knits. I'm Danny, and today's episode is going to be a little different than most other episodes. We recently had house guests, they left yesterday, and they stayed for a week, and just a couple of days. But there were 3 of them, so I needed to clean out not only our living area, but also the spare room and my craft room, so we could set up another air mattress in here for the other friend. And part of that was gathering all of my projects from all over the house and trying to get them put away so that they weren't in everyone's way. And that means that I ended up with this basket full of projects. So for today's episode, we're going to take a look at everything that's in here. I don't know everything that's in here. I looked at some of the bags. I'm like, I don't remember what I was doing in that. So we're gonna see. And I came up with a clever title. Most people go on a summer road trip. We're going on a summer guilt trip. But no, I don't feel guilty about any of these. Well, I feel a little guilty that I've forgotten about them and that they're not getting any love. But I don't feel bad about having this many projects on the go. I'm a crafter. I make stuff all the time. So let's dive in and we're going to talk about everything I've got. So we're going to start with this bag. And I just hit the camera, so... Okay, yeah, everything was fine. So, try that again. We're starting with this bag. This, I actually know what's in here. This is where I'm keeping all of my NICU noggins that I'm working on. I do not have nearly as many as I did this time last year. This might be where there's a little bit of guilt coming in. The last 2 years at Into the Wool, I won the grand prize for highest number of points because I knit a ton of these things. And as much as I like winning things, I kind of want to not be that girl, you know? But I'm still making them, so I'm going to show them to you. We've got some adorable little yellow ones. We've got several. Some with a little knot, one without. I think that was because I was running out of yarn. I've got some tinier ones. There's that one. And these. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9 of the tiny ones. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4 of the yellow ones. So that's 13. Got these ones, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. So I'm sitting at 31 NICU noggins, which is not a bad number. I think, I had 32. But a friend had a baby who is teeny tiny, and I took one of them to give to the friend for their baby. So that is bag number 1. Bag number 2. This one I also know what it is. This is a baby blanket for said friend who just had a baby who is in the NICU. So I'm not hurrying to finish because the baby's going to be in the NICU for a while, so they're not going to be able to use a blanket. But I'm just doing basically a giant granny square washcloth, or grandmother's favorite washcloth. So it's going to be square, but I'm working it corner to corner. And this is the floofiest stuff. It is Peyton's Cha Cha in the color Hippie. I have had this yarn, I don't even know how long I've had it, but I rediscovered it when I was cleaning everything up in here to have the house guests over. So this seemed like the perfect thing. It is super thick and squishy, and I think it's going to make a lovely little floor blanket, like for tummy time, so that baby can get fingers right in there and feel all the texture and stuff. I think it's going to be way too thick for a sleeping under blanket in the South, but goodness knows you don't use blankets just for sleeping under when you've got babies. So that's what is in this. It's a Lululemon bag. So that one. This one is another baby blanket. This is a bag from Kay of Bead Sisters. She is awesome. And in here is a feather and fan ripple blanket. I think it's a ripple wave blanket, not a feather and fan. Showing you the right side. This is the right side. And I'm just using some Premier Yarn Parfait Layers. And this one is in the color Sweet and Spicy. And this is for one of the girls at work who had twins. I believe I actually showed you the one that I did for her other baby last time. Still haven't finished it. But I mean, her babies are less than a year old. They're still going to keep using blankets. So eventually it's going to get done and get to her. So that is that one. What's next? This is my working bag for the NICU Noggins. I'm actually going to stick that inside the bigger bag. This is just some Red Heart Super Saver, and I've also got my DPNs and my little kit with scissors and a needle and stitch marker, so that I've got everything I need to make NICU Noggins right in one little easy to carry around bag. So that is that one. Just keep going down. This bag is from Project Bag. Oh. So this is it's a hot mess inside of here, but I know what it is, and it's actually yarn that I need to go ahead and wind up and put in my bins of scraps to use for other things. So a lot of it is on these little handmade bobbins. Some of it is, I don't even know. Oh, I was swatching a shawl shape with that little bit. You really can't tell much, but I knew what I needed to get from that. And I've got some cream color and a little bit of brown and a whole bunch of bobbins. And this was from the Colorwork Critical Role sweater that I did. Ooh, I want to say that was November. So this is going to go over that way so that I know that I need to just put it away to get out of here, because this project is done. It's just all still living in the project bag. So boop, the project bag by the project bag. This is just my book of Cast On Bind Off that was living in the living room. I'm not going to get up and put it away now, but right over there is where I keep all my knitting books. So I'm just going to put that right there. This goes with something that I see further down. This is my yarn from Round Table Yarns. This is in the color Gwyneth. And I've also got, try and pull it out nicely. I've got Tellison and The Natural, and that is all part of a shawl design that I'm working on. And I'm going to try and untangle it here. It doesn't look like a whole lot right now. There's a little bit of color work, and if you're a Critical Role fan, you may have a guess about which character this is inspired by. But I've been working on the design for this. I've got several printouts of the next few charts, and I'm working through it. It's challenging trying to think this way, but I'm happy with the result mostly so far. So I'm going to put the two yarns in here, but I don't think there's going to be room. No, there's not going to be room for the project itself. I'm going to gently close this up, and I will have to, you know what, that's going to go in my project bag when I finish putting away the yarn. So this will go over there. What's next? Oh, this is a finished object that just needs to be blocked and photographed. These are my Find Your Feet by Kate Atherley. These are going to go over there, and I'll talk about them more next time I do a real podcast and tell you about finished objects. We're not even getting to finished objects today. There's just, yeah, that's not going to happen. This is, I believe it's called Where the Forest Meets the Trees? Where the Forest Meets the Stream? I don't know, the file name is Where the Forest, and then it leaves off the rest. But this is a very pretty circular shawl, half circle shawl. It's lace. I'm following written instructions. It has charts as well, but I started on the written instructions, so that's where I'm continuing. And of course, it's still at the stage where it doesn't look like a whole lot because it's not blocked. But I love this yarn. It came in a cake. It's a here's the tag. It's a Schopel Zauberflower, and it was purple in the center to a teal to green, darker green, and then it's back through the teals and purples and blues. I really liked this yarn. I saw it at my local yarn shop, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I really had to have it, and basically searched for a pattern to go with the yarn, and I'm really happy with this. I think it's going to turn out really pretty. The color changes aren't exactly happening with the pattern changes, but a little bit, but I think it's going to turn out really pretty in the end. So that's where the forest meets something. And that also needs a project bag. But I do have a drawer full of them, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some coming out of here. These are a design. I may have even showed them off last time. The bow sleeves. So they are going to go over here with my finished stuff to talk about later. What else? These were an attempt at eyeballs for my Octofrumpkin hat, and they were just way too big. I honestly don't know what to do with them. I don't think I'll ever put them on anything. They're giant. They kind of look like frog eyes, maybe? I don't know. If anyone has any suggestions about what I can do with these random eyeballs, let me know. Yeah, they're squishy. They're fiber filled. They're both about the same size. I think I did a pretty good job keeping them the same size. But I have no idea what to do with them, so unless someone has a brilliant plan, I'm not even going to frog them, I don't think, because they're already tied off, and the ends are, I mean, there's still a dangly end, but that was for sewing on, but the ends are woven in, and it's full of fiber fill. Yeah, so unless someone has a brilliant plan, they're probably just getting chunked. Sorry, eyeballs. Papers. I have a pattern for a trendy baby cradle purse, and this I got because when I was younger, my sister and I had these little doll cradle purses, and we loved them, and so I'm planning to make some for my nieces, and I just printed out the pattern, and I need to put that somewhere not far so that I can actually work on that. We're gonna just go over here now. It's gonna be such a hot mess in here by the time I'm done, but I'll have my basket back and I'll be able to put everything else where it goes. So, and then this is a chart that I was working on for an upcoming project, which we'll hear about more later. This is fabric from this bag. There was some extra fabric left, so she sent that to me, and I may do something fun with it. But for now, there. What's next? This is the leftover yarn from the bow sleeves. So this will go in the pile of stuff to be reskein or recaked to be stored to use for something else. The bow sleeves is a pattern that I wrote, and I do want to try making a larger size, so I'm going to use this, but I have not had the mental capacity lately to try and do sizing up in a pattern yet. I know it can be done, and it shouldn't be too bad. I just haven't been in a place where I can think about it. So this will go over here to be reskeined and put away. This will also go in a pile to be reskeined and put away. This is the leftover from those Find Your Feet socks. And also a needle. Those are my Hiya Hiya sharps. And this is the tag that goes with it. This is the frosting fingering in the color Raspberry from Delicious Yarns. So I'm just gonna tuck that under a few strands, put that over here so I can scan it back up. And then I have a project bag free, but none of the things that need bags are small enough for this one. That's okay. I've got a fresh project bag to put away over there. What is next? This is another one that can just get put away. This is my Cloudborne Fibers. This is 100% superwash merino. This is the Superwash Merino Worsted Twist in the color Garnet Heather. This I used for a test knit for Kino Knits, and that has been done and turned in, and I have this much left, which is a lot. So I'm trying to think of something to do with that, but it will go with the yarn to go away. This, I just have some stuff that I bought, and not necessarily recently, it's just been sitting in different places. Some Premier Yarn Wool-Free Sock, some Premier Serenity. Ooh, I think I took that downstairs because I was debating. Anyway, more Premier Yarn Serenity, and more Serenity sock. I wonder if there was a sale at some point and I decided to buy some, because I do that sometimes. I'm like, ooh, I'll use all of that, and then I don't. But these ones are, the Serenity sock are 50, 25, 25 merino bamboo nylon. But this one is 100%, it's an acrylic type. What is it? Yeah, acrylic and PBT, which is an acrylic type yarn. So these I use for Nikki Noggins. These I must have just decided that I wanted to make more socks. Anyway, these all get put away, so that'll go over in that pile. This is another leftover ball from a finished pair of socks from the Lots of Socks Knit Along. I can't remember which one, but that's okay. But the tag's inside, so if I want to, I can find it, and that will just go over there. This is in here. Another set of Hiya Sharps and little bits of leftover yarn. Oh, this was from hand warmers that I designed for my oldest niece, and I sent them to her. She should have them by now, so hopefully I'll be able to show off pictures of those at some point on social media. But this is the yarn that was left over, so that can go to be put away. That is a freed up project bag, and that is a freed up needle. This is a finished object, which needs washing and blocking. It's in a bag from the project bag. The pattern was by Svetlana Volkova. This is the Allegra cami, and the yarn is Unwind Yarn Company Rendezvous Sport Sock in the Lake Francis Sunrise color. So this is 4 points for Into the Wool, but it's super cute, and I will put this over here to talk about more in finished objects next time I do a full-on real podcast. And hopefully by then I'll have it washed and blocked. And I think this one is a good size. It is for the Where the Forest Meets the something shawl. So I'll tuck that all in there. Ta-da! So that will go with the current whips. And I like that this one is a clear front bag so I can see what's in it. These are some pattern keepers, pattern, I forget what they call them. Oh, doesn't say, but it's by Slip Stitch Studios, and it's these magnetic bars that you can use on your patterns to sort of keep track of which line you're on. So these are super handy. I won them as a prize from Into the Wool, and they're just going to go with the pile of stuff to get put away because I've got a spot for them now. These, oh, were they to be mended? Yes. 4 socks got a hole. So they are waiting to be mended. I'm going to just put them over here for now to remind me. This was a sample swatch that I was doing for more design stuff, so I'm going to put that over with the design stuff. Ooh. My local yarn shop was relocating, and so she had a bunch of stuff on sale, and I bought a whole bunch of samples of soak. I got the Scentless, Lacy, Fig, Celebration, Yuzu, and Pineapple Grove. So all sorts of scents. These are going to go actually in this drawer over here for giving away with things that I send to like my mom and my sister. Although they may actually have bought full bottles of wool wash, but when I give away gifts that are made of real wool, not just acrylic, I like to send soak with them so that, you know, they can take care of them properly. These are some cards from various businesses that I got when I went to Stitches, and that will be talked about later. So those will go, just hide over there for now. Oh, this is the label for the yarn that I used for the bow sleeves. It's from V Yarn, and it was her Scott Space in the color Beautiful Gaze, which was custom dyed for this project. I'll put this over with that yarn. This is, I'm super pleased with these. So I had business cards printed that have my name and all of my knitting information. It's got my Ravelry name, my Instagram name, my Twitter handle, and the email address that I use for all my crafty things. And then I punched a little hole in the side and I attached a stitch marker. So when I come to Into the Wool this year, I'm going to have these to give out so that when we do our stitch marker swap, everyone will know who gave them the stitch marker from me, because it'll have my name and all my information on it. So that's kind of handy. That's going to go up here because I've got more of them sitting up there. You can't see, but I've got some with fun little eraser doohickeys and some with roses. So I'm going to have an assortment. I'm trying to decide which ones I'm going to take. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I have more needles, so the needles will go there and they'll get put away. This is all that was left from 2 skeins of yarn for the Allegra cami. So I did good, I think. This is going to go, I'm going to put it over here because that should be, I hope, enough to get a square in my sock yarn blanket. Maybe. This is some leftover yarn from another project. It's a pretty sparkle. I have no idea what I use this for off the top of my head, but it's going to go in the pile of yarn to be put away. These are 2 little half skeins, mini skeins from Kay, Bead Sisters. Blueberry Chick Yarn is her yarn. And I got these, a while ago. And I made myself a pair of hand warmers, which were super cute, but I had this much left. So I may do another pair of hand warmers, see how big a pair I can get. Dog fur in them. But for now, these will just get put away. Oh, okay. So this stuff is all one project that is in progress. So this is a design that I'm working on. This is I'm calling it the Veth Shawlette. It is named after a character from Critical Role. And I'm not going to tell you anything about the character other than she really likes buttons, because I don't want to spoil anything in case you are watching it but aren't caught up. But it's a shawl full of buttons. I've already made one, but I wanted to start on another. And then here is all the stuff I've been using. I've got a tin full of buttons. I've got my beading hook, and I've got some super floss that I've been using to help get the buttons on. And the yarn is some Caron Pantone Bamboo in, what color was this called? Cranberry Meadow. And it's super pretty. I really enjoy their yarns. Just put that back on here so it doesn't get lost. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Oh, there it goes. And then I'm also using some Loops and Threads wool, like in the color Chocolate. And again, this is one that will get talked about later when I do a real podcast. Just that's what this pile is. It is not going to live in a basket because I'm going to take it downstairs and I'm going to work on it tonight and tomorrow, I think, and try to get it whipped out and done, because that one's going to be a fast one. It's on US 9 needles, so it goes pretty quick. Excuse me. Aside from the button putting on, it's like beading, but kind of more of a pain because there are more holes. But overall, it's not bad in terms of speed, and I like it. I'm really happy with how it's going. What else have we got here? This is yarn that I bought to do the Carrick Bend test knit for Kino, and then decided that this color wasn't right to match with the other one that I had, so I bought the other color that I switched to. So this is just some worsted weight yarn that I've got that's all caked up. so it'll get put away. These, I don't remember the brand, but I used them for a baby sweater that I may not have given away. I'm gonna have to check on that now that I'm thinking about it. No, I must have given it to them. Use it for a baby. Yes, I did. I did give it to them. It's okay. But this is what was left, so it needs to go in a pile to get put away as well. And that pile to get put away is getting big. More yarn left over from lots of socks. And more yarn left over from lots of socks. Oh, those aren't left over, are they? Hold on. These are the remaining lots of socks that I have to knit. Yeah, these ones are all left over from ones that I have finished. So those are all getting put away. These are ones that I have yet to finish. So there's that one, and 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 that one. And I don't know any of the names of them off the top of my head, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that I've got project bags for them in here. I have a pattern, the Bryce Canyon Cowl. I think I won this. I did. I won this from Malabrigo. And it came in a Malabrigo bag, and I got some Malabrigo yarn. This is in the Flavia colorway. I can't remember where I won this from. Someone had a contest, and I entered and I won. Anyway, I have yarn that just needs to get put away, and the pattern will go with the other patterns here. And I think the bag will probably just be recycled because it's a little bit crunched, but it was cool that I got all that. Okay, so now I'm getting down to some other stuff. Here's my sock ruler, which is going to stay with these guys for now because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it. So let's see. This is this yarn. So this sock goes with this bag. Do I want to put? Yeah, I'm going to put the sock in the bag. And it will go with the works in progress. Let's see what this. Oh, this is my Star Wars sock, Sega socks. So I have finished my husband's. I believe this was the Ray colorway, but I don't have the tag in here. And I've got the needles, and I've got the 2 balls of yarn and all my stitch markers, and I just need to cast on from my socks. And then once I'm done my socks, I can give him his, and I can pull out the next color because we've got lots of these Star Wars socks still to knit through. So that will go with the projects as well. Let's see. This is a Stockinette Zombies birthday kit bag. Oh, this is going to go with my test project. I'm working on a design. It's not quite working out the way I thought it was going to, but it kind of is. It's very iffy. I'm going to have to switch to a different technique, and these yarns were not the best ones to test with either, so that's a little bit of a problem. But I really like how the heel turned out, even though I did it not centered in the panel because sometimes I can't count. But that's what this is. So this is going to go with, fold up this secret design piece of paper and put it inside of here. And this is going to go with my design pile. And it will get worked on when I have more brain power. This is a Twist Fiber Studio bag, and it has, it's got all the yarn for this sock. So this is going to go in here, tucked away nicely. And you know what? I'm going to keep the lots of socks bags all together because I just want to get those finished as quickly as I can because I don't want them hanging over my head. This is a project I need to work on. Okay, so I've got a set of Hiya Sharp US 1s. I've got 2 lovely yarns from Twist Fiber Studio. One is the Crystal Blue Persuasion and the other one is Under the Sea. I don't remember which is which, but they're both gorgeous. And this is going to become an octopus hat for a friend's granddaughter. And I need to do that. I was supposed to do that a while ago. So that's going to go with the works in progress because it needs to be a work in progress soon. This is the yarn for this. I'm going to tuck this in here. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to get another sock out of the amount of yarn that I have, but we're going to try. So that is another lots of socks knit along, which ended months ago, but I still have some socks left. This is Into the World Bootstrap Paradox, which goes with this puppet here. So that will go in here. That's another lots of socks knit along. This is leftovers from my campsite cardi. So that will just get put away. And then I've got two little scraps of who even knows where this came from. Oh, this is from the first Veth shawlette that I did, so that's going to go with that project, and this will just get put away because I don't know what it goes with, but it should be enough, again, to get a little snippet for my sock yarn blanket, so it'll actually go over here for that one. And look, it's empty! Oh. But I didn't find the project bag that goes with this. Or did I? I thought I saw it in here. I do have some projects in the closet too. But I thought those were mostly not finished. Hold on, we're gonna take a look. So I found more. I forgot about everything I shoved in the closet. So let's go through a few more things. This has a lot of ends, but it is another design project. This is going to be a beard, a tentacle beard. It's a character from Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was a request from a D&D friend. So I said, sure, I'll give it a try. So I'm designing it, and it's living in its own bag, so it's going to go live with all the other design stuff over there. So there's that. This is my princesses. I'm crocheting my way through the Disney Princess Crochet book for my nieces. I only have 2 Ariels. Well, that's not good, because I got 3 nieces. I need to call and see if maybe I already gave them their Ariels. I might have, because I'm doing them for the 3 nieces, and then one for Miss O, and then I was doing some for Spencer as well. So this might be for Miss O and Spencer. I might have already passed on the ones for the girls. I'm going to have to check, but that's what's living in this project bag. I've got the Ariel hair yarn, and I've got Notions pouch? Oh, pouch with a bajillion eyeballs, and the crochet hook I'm using. Look at me keeping stuff together. So that's what's in here, and that will also go in the pile of whips. That's gonna be a big pile. I think a lot of the stuff from the closet is what I'm calling someday projects, like I plan to do it someday. Like this. This is some red and some candy cane, and I think I'd plan to do something Christmassy with this. There's no pattern, there's no nothing. So you know what? We're just gonna disassemble it, put away the yarn, put away the bag, and have one less project staring at me that's not really a project. What have we got in here? This is another Twist Fiber Studio bag. I really like her bags. Ooh. Yeah. This was supposed to be a Hitofude. And I'm using the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Fine. But this is leftovers from another sweater. And I've got 1 full skein and 3 partial balls and a swatch from the other sweater. I use this for the Grace cardigan that I ended up giving to my sister because she really liked it. And I think this just needs to get torn out because I'm 99% sure that the reason it's just languishing is because I redid the math and there was no way I was going to have enough yarn, especially because after trying on my friend Lindsay's or looking at her wearing it, I don't remember, but I decided that I was going to need a bigger size than I'd started the first time, and so I started doing the second time, and yeah, it's just not going to work. So I'm actually going to do that right now, or at least take it off the needle. So here come all my stitch markers, and I will put all of this yarn in a pile to be reskeined, and I'll weigh it out and see how much I actually have, and then go from there and see what I can do with it, if it really is like a sweater quantity worth of stuff, or if it maybe needs to become like a giant gorgeous gray shawl, which may be a little bit boring to knit, but honestly I can do some sort of really fancy laciness and make it gorgeous, and that'll be good enough. I've got a whole bunch of Jen Lucas patterns that are really pretty for shawls. So yeah, here are my stitch markers. I'll sit right there. Put away my US 4 Hiya Hiya Sharps, reclaim those. Maybe get in there. Take all of this yarn out, put it in the pile to reskein and put away, along with the tags. I'll find a home for the swatch. I even still have the receipt. But the item numbers have nothing to do with anything. So we're going to go ahead and throw out the receipt from, when did I get this yarn? 2014. So put away this bag, and that's one less project making me feel guilt. See what's in this one. Oh, this is two different blankets. This is the small size, and this is the large size of, God, I don't even have a pattern for it. I'm just doing it based on the blanket that I've had for a bajillion years. One of my grandmas crocheted it out of Red Heart Super Saver, and it is still vibrant, and it's gorgeous. Well, it's very dated. It's very 70s colors, but that's fine. I still like it. But I got a whole bunch of acrylic to make this, and I've just got it wound up so that it's contained. I need to work on this at some point too. It was going to be for a niece, and then I got more nieces, and I didn't really want to make that many. I am making a smaller baby size one, not for anyone in particular, but people at work are constantly having babies, so eventually I'll do that. But I think the full size one is going to be for my sister, because she's a little disappointed that I've got the original blanket, so I'm making her a replacement. This is a bag from Whimsy Stitches, and in here I've got I've got a ton of Deborah Norville Everyday worsted weight yarn in this color, because I had made myself a sweater out of this and my mom loved it, so I let her take it, and I wanted to make myself another sweater out of this, but I have not got around to it, and I have a bin full of this type of yarn, so I'm just going to take all that, put it in that bin, and it will live there until I get around to it, instead of living in a bag that makes me feel guilty. One more bag gone. This is more 2014 yarn. This is yarn that I bought at Lee's up in, I'll say Cumming, Georgia, but it's not there anymore. This is Cascade Yarn Sunseeker. It is cotton acrylic blend with some metallic in it. It's really pretty. It's pink with some sparkle. I had made myself a tank out of the green of this yarn, and my sister loved it and said, "Ooh, do you have that in any other colors?" And I said, "Well, they had a sparkle pink." She said, "Can you make me something?" So I bought the yarn and never got around to making anything. So again, this yarn is going to get put away and I'm not going to feel guilty about having another project. Ooh, these needles do not have a size on them. Got a nifty bend. These are old. I bought them before I moved to the States. I bought them probably when I was in my first year or two of university. So they're old, but they will get put away as well. This is the weirdest size bag I've ever, this is a bag that I made myself. So it's like this long, skinny tube with handles on both ends. Sorry about that. Phone call came through, so I had to stop recording. But let's get back to it. This is a little skein bag with some yarn from Sunshine Yarns. Oh, this is the Charlotte's Web one. So I purchased the kit. So I've got the stitch markers. This one is Find Joy in the Journey, and the Progress Keeper is a first place ribbon. And I want to say this is for that a spider themed shawl. I'm going to keep this all in the bag because I'm going to do this project specifically, and so this one is going to stay in the bag, but it's going to not make me feel guilty because it isn't started yet. And here's another little skein one. Oh, it's a Laura Ingalls Wilder kit. So this is going to be another kit that is all together. Yeah, it's Plucky Knitter yarn in the colorway Big Woods, and let's see, it's got the stitch markers with the little tin, and inside is the different one has a little hat with a bow. It says it is the sweet simple things of which are the real ones. It is the sweet simple things of life which are the real ones after all. Really sweet. And oh, Pancake Progress Keeper. So yeah, that's going to stay as a kit. Because again, I bought it as a kit and I want to do it. I just haven't got around to it. This is a Rainstorm Studio bag from Into the Wool a couple years back. And this is, oh, yarn that I bought to do probably a shawl with. I did a pair of hand warmers, and then I had all this left, and I found another skein of it, and I thought, I'll make a shawl to match, and I never did. We're going to just put that to be put back because I don't have a plan for it. So, look at me clearing stuff up and not feeling guilty. I love it. This is supposed to be a hat for my mom. It is, I want to say it's some Cascade. She picked out the color. She really liked it. I'm going to leave this in a bag because I need to get around to it so that I can have it done. They want to come out and visit probably September, October. So I'd like to have it done to give her so she can take it home and have it for winter. So that will stay in a bag and go in the works in progress. This is another little skein bag, but I think this was the Anne of Green Gables kit, and I knit that one. So this, I don't know what this is. Like Well-Dressed Sheep, Great Adirondack Yarn Company, Organic Cotton. I got it at the local yarn shop, and I think I'd done it up because I was going to do something with it, but I don't know what. I don't have a clue. How much is there? It's a DK, 315 yards, in the color Rocky Mountain, and I've got no idea what I was going to do with it. So it'll get put away. Look at this. Successfully getting rid of the guilt trip. This is, oh, this is my drop spindle. It's just going to keep hanging out in there because that's what it does. It'll go in the works in progress. Oh, I know what this is because I tossed it in there last. This is my very Christmassy scarfy thing. I bought 2 balls of this stuff, Heritage Prints from Cascade, and I'm just knitting it with my US 3 16-inch. This has been my movie knitting and my game night knitting, and it's just long, and the plan is that when I run out of yarn, I'm going to graft the ends together and have basically a big old infinity scarf type thing. And oh look, I even have a stitch marker. That's how much I've done since the last time I talked about this, which was probably months ago. So I'm going to move my little sheepy stitch marker up because I'm talking about it today. But I don't have a whole lot of yarn left, so I've got to be coming to the end soon. But this is not an everyday carry around with me knitting. This really is specifically for the times where I just need something to knit on in the round, probably in the dark, where I don't have to pay a lot of attention to it. So it's been like movie theater knitting and stuff, but we haven't been to see movies in quite a while. And it's also was for a while, my playing D&D in person project. Although lately I've been doing baby blankets because everyone at work is having babies. But this will go with the works in progress. And then this, haha, this is this sock. This yarn is Drew & Borsky Sport Weight Gemstones. So we'll put that in there, and this will go live with the other lots of socks knit along stuff to get finished. And this one, the yarn is actually downstairs still because I've got the different brightly colored yarns in individual little yarn bowls, because when you've got a 3D printer, sometimes you just 3D print stuff because you can. And so I've got individual yarn bowls for all of them. So, well, I've got some stuff to put away, but my laundry basket is empty. My knitting is all upstairs now in the craft room, so I can redistribute it when I need to for different projects and whatnot, for different times that I need my knitting. Sometimes I need just something simple. I keep the baby blankets. Generally one of them stays downstairs next to my chair so that when I'm watching TV at night I can just work on a baby blanket kind of mindlessly. Yeah, at least I've got it all sort of figured out. I know where I'm going to put stuff. I've got a whole bunch of yarn to put away, but that's okay because I got new shelves, which will be part of another tour later, I'm sure. Anyway, that was the 2019 summer guilt trip through my yarn projects. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, this is not what a normal episode is like, but I just felt the need to do this and get it out there. And hopefully this will convince me to keep working on the stuff I've already got instead of starting another dozen or two new projects. Not likely, but a girl can dream, right? Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.